let's actually talk about the Dodgers a little bit, kind of building off this conversation. And if they're now finally becoming the super team that we were promised, are they going to run away with this division? They got a 4.5 game lead right now. As you said, the Padres and Diamondbacks aren't making it easy on them. They're winning seemingly every day too. But the Dodgers now have Mookie Betts back, which has been huge. Max Muncy, another component. This lineup is so deep. I think the only question right now is just what's their pitching going to look like when we get to October. But doesn't even matter if they get any pitching back. With the offense that they have, it feels like the Dodgers are going to be the team that runs away with this division and probably the only team that has a shot to get to 100 wins.
They're also a team that is just so deep that, if someone goes down, you do have somebody who can step up. You also, if you happen to have a phantom injury or you just have an injury at the right time, you can let a guy, rest a little bit longer, because for them it's a 7-month season. For everyone else, it's a 6-month season. And for some teams, it's a 3-month season, trying to make sure you have a winning record, by the trade deadline and decide, do we want to add or subtract? So for them, they are on another level, thinking about the 7-month season. And so you get Yoshinobu Yamamoto coming back on September 10th to make his first start after being on the 60-day IL. So what did that even mean that he missed 2 months? Nothing. What did it mean that Mookie Betts, with a legitimate injury, missed 2 months? Nothing, because he's back at the right time. You got Freddie Freeman now with a fractured finger. He's fine. He's playing through it. Still had a 2-home run game despite that injury. So he's still grinding away. The active leader in RBI, Freddie Freeman. Look it up. So I think they're getting all these guys back at the right time. Some of it might be by design. Some of it just might be pure coincidence. But you're right. They've got all these pieces coming back together. They absolutely are a powerhouse. And you know what? The win-loss record during the regular season really means nothing. It's about doing it in October. And they've got enough new pieces and enough hungry guys that they're not satisfied with a 2020 60-game, you know, cereal box prize at the bottom kind of a situation of a championship. Now, those guys don't view it that way. You understand that. You still want as many rings as possible. But you're right, man. They are absolutely loaded. And their lineup is just stacked right now.
You have Teoscar Hernandez as your fourth best hitter, who's probably going to go 30 and 100. You have Max Muncy, who again has been hurt, but we know the value that he can bring. Will Smith is batting sixth a lot of days. I mean, they're just so loaded when it comes to this lineup, and it starts with that top three. I mean, there's just you're an opposing pitcher. You're starting off the game. You want to get yourself on a good foot. All right, let's go ahead and face Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman in the first inning and see how you survive it. So it's going to be awesome to see this group in the playoffs in particular, because as you mentioned, they're going to get some reinforcements. Like Tyler Glasnow has 100% been a situation of, we don't need you to throw, we don't need you to set a huge career high in innings this year. Let's monitor you. Let's taper you off. Let's get you to a point where you are 100% ready to go to carry us when it matters. This team is going to have that big, mark on their back come the playoffs. They're tough, but everyone is going to want to knock off the giant. It's going to be a lot of fun to see this group in the playoffs and see Shohei Ohtani finally in a playoff setting, and not just in a playoff setting. If he had made it with the Angels, it would have been as the great underdog. He is on Goliath now, and he's kind of the face of it. So it's going to be really fun to see once they get there, if they can live up to expectations, because expectations, it's World Series or bust, without a doubt, for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
I sort of got this sense that, the Dodgers, they want to be world beaters. I mean, they are. When Mookie Betts hit that big home run against the Angels, where Ohtani is walked and said, "Oh, you want me?" And he was, very, very emotional, very, very dramatic in that after crossing home plate. Like, hey, let's go. They want a piece of me. They want a piece of us. He said at the beginning of the season, at the Dodgers Fan Fest, like, yeah, we're the best team. Everyone's coming for us. It's World Series or bust right now. And that's really what their minds are on, and working on those little things to help get them ready for October. And I think everything is really lining up that way. Yeah, they still have to fight off the Padres and Diamondbacks, which again, I think is going to help Ohtani's MVP case going forward. So that's going to, I think, force them to kind of keep the foot on the gas pedal a little bit. Finishing up against the Rockies, the final 3 games of the season, I think is going to be a little bit helpful. But they've got the depth and their backups are better than some teams' starters. So they can go out and rest guys. They're still going to get that couple days off. Should they get that first round bye? Still not guaranteed yet, because the Dodgers, Phillies, and Brewers, they're all kind of neck and neck to get that bye. And so who knows? Maybe that'll be a positive thing if the Dodgers have to play in the wild card round going forward. That remains to be seen. But the Dodgers are still the team to beat.
They are for sure, and that race to top each league really is very interesting this year in a way that it hasn't been. Where usually you have a team that's clearly going to be at 100 wins and going to kind of run away with that bye, and it hasn't happened yet. I wanted to look up since August 12th what the Dodgers' record was, because that's when Mookie Betts came off the IL. They're 15-6 since they got Betts back. They're winning at a 7.14 clip. And earlier this season, they were well over a 600 winning percentage when they had Betts. When their trios together, they win games, they win them in bunches. So I fully expect them to just continue to roll here, and get to 100 wins still, because it's almost like Thanos. It's inevitability. They're going to get to 100, and I think they're going to have that first round bye. So it's going to be everything should line up for them to set up their pitching how they want to. And it'll be interesting to see who that first round matchup is, because if they end up going up against the Padres or the Diamondbacks in particular, that's going to be a real NLDS to watch. I love it when you had division rivals in that first round, or second round now. But I think that's going to be something, especially if it's Padres. I don't know how that can line up, but man, Dodgers, Padres, NLDS, sign me up for that.
Yeah, I'd be down with that. What's interesting with the Dodgers' strength of schedule is it's the fourth easiest, so easiest in the National League. But they have 2 series against the Rockies and Marlins. Actually, 3. They play the Rockies in LA and in Colorado. So they still play 4 teams with winning records: Atlanta, Cubs. I mean, I guess that counts. Padres and the Guardians. So I guess it's not necessarily as easy that maybe we need to come up with a new strength of schedule where if we're just looking at winning percentage, that's fine. But I think it's being skewed a little bit too much with the 9 games against the 2 worst teams in the National League. So
Yeah.
I think that's really helpful for them in general. But I'd love to see a Dodgers Padres matchup in the first round. That would be great. I mean, Dodgers Diamondbacks again would be wonderful. We just saw that over the weekend with the Dodgers taking 3 of 4 after the Diamondbacks swept the Dodgers and hit 4 home runs in an inning and knocked out Clayton Kershaw last year. That was electric being there for that. One of my all-time favorite baseball memories. So this October is going to make even more memories, and the Dodgers definitely are going to be at the front of that.